Welcome back. We are entering week 4 of a stalemate over COVID funding. The Biden administration for weeks has wanted more than $20 billion to help with the next phase of the pandemic to keep up with buying tests or doing vaccines.
Yeah, Congress so far has rejected that idea. So where do we go from here? What's the consequences of ending those taxpayer-funded programs?
Our Joe St. George breaks it all down.
How's your COVID supply doing? Personally, I'm down to a few tests, a few masks. For months when I ran low, I would just go to the store or rely on the government to send me a new test or a new mask. But there are emerging questions about how long the federal government's COVID supply will actually last, with the White House saying not very long.
If Congress provides the funds we need, we'll have new stockpiles of tests, masks, pills ready if needed.
But Congress is not providing those funds, at least not right now. You see, after a State of the Union address, the president asked Congress for over $22 billion to fund more testing and more vaccine distribution. That was rejected. Speaker Nancy Pelosi thought she negotiated a $15 billion COVID funding compromise, but that was rejected too. Now there are questions, can a deal ever come together?
In order for new COVID funding to happen, 10 Republicans will have to join 50 Democrats in the Senate. However, the politics of COVID right now remains extremely partisan, especially with the midterms approaching.
Republicans are arguing Congress has spent a lot of money already and that some of that should be redirected and better accounted for. Some Republicans have even said the president has sufficient supplies. Democrats are arguing previously allocated funds are not enough and they should not be reallocated. So what has been cut and what will be cut because of the inaction? According to the White House, on March 22nd, uninsured Americans stopped getting tests and treatment reimbursed. On March 25th, the government scaled down an order of antibody treatments and ration supplies to states. On April 5th, uninsured Americans will stop getting vaccines reimbursed. On May 30th, the U.S. will stop helping companies mass-produce COVID tests and will stop sending antiviral treatments to states. A lack of funding has immediately impacted vaccines, with the U.S. scaling back an effort to send vaccines to other countries that have low vaccination rates. The White House says the U.S. will not have enough additional boosters or variant-specific vaccines, if needed, for all Americans. Some medical experts say another booster will be needed later this year. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
All right, thank you, Joe.